Okay, so we're starting off July. Happy Canada Day, especially to those of you in Canada. We're starting off this new month. And these will be the original 13 zodiacs, the ones before they decided to change them to 12. Ophiuchus was the one that was outcasted. So I'm doing the reading based off of the dates and the original dates of the 13 zodiacs. So who do we get first? Libra. October 31st to November 22nd. Tourmaline, scales, kidney, thymus, Venus, copper, jasper, Friday, topaz. Alright. Endurance. Been through a lot. Stubborn. You're still stuck on the whole idea of need instead of want. When you become codependent on something, it becomes really hard to break away from it. Almost to the point where it's debilitating. So you have to be able to break away from certain things you become codependent on. Okay, what can we get for Libra? Ace of Clubs, Death in reverse, 10 of Coins in reverse, and 5 of Coins in reverse. Okay, so you're no longer pursuing just the physical. You're no longer going after the whole idea of lust, because the whole idea of lust that you're still breaking away from is causing you to not grow, you to not have like a death and a rebirth. It's causing a whole stagnation, almost destruction, self-destruction of self, because of the fact that you are basing everything, man or woman, solely off of the idea that you can bring your wand to the game and then that's what controls everything. Well, I don't know if you know this, but sex is not everything, and using lust or any kind of sexual sort of favors or any sexual actions just to gain either respect or power, control, manipulation over others is not the way to go. I think you've realized that. It's quite possible you had other people hanging off you, or you had other people obsessed with your energy due to this, and you've kind of let that go now. Your 10 of Coins is in reverse, and I'm going to assume that's because of the fact that you haven't gone through the death and rebirth. Everybody has to do their shadow work, okay? Believe it or not, everybody has to go through that. Whether or not they choose to is a whole other story, because it's free will. We get to decide whether we want to go through those tests, whether we want to go through understanding why we feel shame or resentment or anger or guilt or fear or any sort of anger, hatred, jealousy, envy. It's really difficult for some of us, and it's a bit of a challenge. It really does kind of take away from our prosperity, though, our abundance, our ability to manifest and create. If we are hung up on all those negative, low vibrational emotions, then it's going to make it hard to move forward, especially when it comes to having the life that you've wanted or something like that. Now, I'm also getting to, this could be family, it could be an interruption. Let's say you decided to walk away from a person finally. And you're like, okay, you know what? This isn't the way to go about it. Maybe I'll be celibate for a little bit. I'll just take that higher road. I'll do things for myself. I want to go on my healing journey. And let's say your family was not all for that and you had to walk away from them too. Okay. Whether or not you decide to do those things for yourself, that's up to you. Growth. You need to be able to grow. You need to be able to move forward. Nobody can stop you from doing that. You have to be able to do things on your own. It's nice to have connections, people, friends, family, everybody around you all the time. But just remember, each one of them, let's say there's a pie, right? Each one of them are going to be taking little bits out of you here and there, especially if they're not equally reciprocating that. Then they're just going to be taking from you the whole time. And here you are wanting to start anew. However, I do believe that you will overcome whatever it is that has been holding you back. Big smile on your face. Like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I recognize things. Yeah, I see what's going on here. That's going to lead you back on the top of the wheel of fortune, which is a good thing. Time to reflect. Do your introspection. Hermit mode. If you weren't left alone for a certain amount of time to do that, then make time for yourself, okay? Set aside time to meditate. Set aside time to go for a walk, to reflect, to think about certain things. If it comes to traumas, make sure you're doing one thing at a time. Don't decide to sit there and let all the traumas flood in at once. That may be problematic. I wouldn't suggest doing it all at once. One thing at a time is okay. You don't need to bombard yourself with everything all at once. It's overwhelming, especially if you haven't dealt with any emotions in a long time, okay? If you're good at swimming, if you have a boat or something like that and you're used to taking on a bunch of emotions, still good idea. Maybe just one thing at a time to heal from. Let's see. Get an Island Time Wellness card. Let's get an Oracle card. That's too many. Let's get an Oracle card for Libra. Libra. What can we say about the Love Tarot? Love Oracle. Sorry. What can we say about the love life here? What about Libra? Stabbed in the back. Heartbreak. Pain, separation, deception, shock attack, shocking attack, okay? So whatever this was, clearly you walked away from it. You didn't want to deal with the heartbreak. It's really difficult sometimes when we go through separation to even think about it, to even reflect on it, to even go back. But yeah, you're going to have to learn the lessons that you need to. You're going to have to be able to do that for yourself in order to move forward. It takes courage. It takes strength. It takes accountability for your side of it, not theirs, just yours. It could have been like pulling the rug out from underneath you. You didn't see it coming. If you are not in a relationship, this could be a friend that's very close to you, somebody that you thought you could trust. Could even be family if you walked away from family. Engagement ring and not enough. Engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union, frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, and jealousy. If you were in a relationship that failed, okay? It's quite possible it wasn't just the other person. You may have needed to heal from things that you didn't even realize you needed to heal from till you got out of that relationship, till you broke free and were able to be on your own independently so you could do the reflection and introspection on things that you needed to be accountable for. It's just breaking down the ego. It's understanding that you had a part in it too. Whatever you haven't healed from, any past traumas that you brought from childhood into adulthood could have ultimately ended a specific relationship or one from happening, okay? And this doesn't mean that it's never going to happen again. This doesn't mean that you're not going to find your specific person or that person who lifts you up and brings you to a higher vibrational state. It doesn't mean that you need to stay in a frustrated state of being or a lack of confidence, okay? Just because you need any kind of healing like we all do does not mean that you're not good enough, all right? It just means you need to take time to do what you need to do for you. It doesn't mean that you're worthless. It doesn't mean that you're never going to be with a person that you want to be with, or if you're with somebody that person can't understand and see your value and worth. It's how you feel about yourself. They're going to reflect that to you. And I speak from experience. I've had this in the past with other relationships, and only now that I've done the reflection do I understand that I was accountable for it too. How I felt about myself is a direct mirror that I was going to be receiving at the time. They will show you what you dislike about yourself, and they will also show you what you love about yourself. Okay? Huge thing there. What can we get about the engagement ring? Maybe this is a new love that you've stepped into as well. You've manifested something new. You're like, okay, well, shit, things didn't work out over there. I took some time to reflect. Maybe you've had a year or 2 or 3 to do reflecting, and you've created a situation where you're no longer frustrated. You understand that you're a master manifester. You understand that you are capable of building the life that you want for yourself. If you noticed before when I split the deck there, it was overcoming any obstacles or hardships, and you've gone on your journey. You already embarked on it a few years back. So you're well on your way, and you're slowly starting to develop your skills. You're starting to understand more around you. You're starting to really see what you're capable of. And that kind of power is very potent. But just remember, don't use this just to get what you want. You don't need to. There's much more to life than any sort of physical contact like that. You can get whatever you need without having to manipulate your way around it. Not saying that's the case, that's what you did, but I'm getting the vibes here. You could be traveling very shortly, possibly. If you're a runner, just let you know, it doesn't matter where you run to. You're going to have to face your fears eventually. Whatever conflict you walked away from, you should be okay. Let's see, what else can we get? Some positive things for Libra. Yeah, this jumped right over to Ace of Clubs. Seduction. What did I just say? Attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. Temptation could be a number of things. It doesn't have to be sexual, but you could be very attracted to a person. Just make sure that if you have good intentions for them, right, you're going to have to work on the lust. If that means holding yourself back, having self-discipline, and controlling your urges or whatever temptations you have, then do so. If you're just hooking up, having fun, be cautious, be careful. And if you're dating or flirting, don't ever think you're not enough. If you're rejected, it could be a form of protection. That person wasn't meant for you. They clearly don't see something in you that they see in themselves, okay? And it's not a bad thing. A huge bird just went by the window, so that is very important. If anybody rejected you, just understand that. Okay, let's get a past life oracle card for Libra. I shuffled these pretty good. All of them I shuffled ahead of time. That one flying that way. To my right. Authority figures. Don't misuse your energy and your power. Do not manipulate. Don't do that. Have patience with yourself. Have enough understanding to forgive yourself. Do not use your gifts for bad, especially if you're bringing down the hammer or mallet. You don't need to give back what they gave you. You don't need to be resentful. You don't need to be angry at them. You don't, every time their name's mentioned, even if you have nothing to do with them, or even if it's baby mama, baby dada drama, You don't need to be resentful. Let it go. They're responsible for themselves. You're responsible for yourself. If you hold on to that resentment, you're doing them a favor. Let it go. Okay, another past life. You could be also in your line of work. You could be somebody that is a form of authority. This could be something that's carried down in your bloodline as well. It's quite possible. Or maybe this is something you did in a past life and you're reliving it now. Make sure to be honest. You don't have to harness from other people. Or harvest, sorry. Harness. What energies are you harnessing right now? Heartbreak. Okay, you're still holding on to negative shit. You cleanse yourself more. Forgiveness. I put that right over the 10 of coins in reverse. There's a lot of things you went through. A lot of pain. You're holding on to it. You're holding on to their burdens. If you're holding on to it, you're holding on to their baggage. If you're holding on to it, you're holding on to their lessons. If you're holding on to them because you love them, but they hurt you so bad, then you're holding on to their pain. You need to be able to release and let go and forgive. Not for them, for you. It's not doing you no good holding on to it anyway. You need movement forward. And you want to be able to receive good things coming in, right? The Wheel of Fortune. You need to make room. Make room for that shit. Lessons and blessings. I send my love to you. If you haven't quite figured it out, you're not running out of time, but you need to pay attention. Listen to your intuition. If you're dealing with any hardships right now, you will overcome them, but you need to be patient with yourself. You need to forgive yourself. It's very important. Sometimes the unknown is scary. Okay. This could be passed down as well through DNA. Sometimes it feels like we hold like this huge weight on us. Even if we didn't suffer too much as a child, some of us did, some of us didn't. But sometimes it feels that burden could be literally passed down through DNA. So find out about your past history. Find out about your ancestors, what they went through, possibly. Learn whatever lessons you can. Get the understanding and the clarity so that you can transmute all that negative, heavy burden off you. You turn it into positive energy when you learn the lesson. You flip the switch. You want to give a rose to somebody, you want to give flowers to somebody, give flowers to somebody. It's okay. Even if they don't accept it or they reject it or throw it in front of your feet, whatever. The gesture, as long as it's noble, as long as it's authentic, you're doing your part, then you'll know. If they reject it, they reject it. You don't want to fight. You don't want to fight at all. Don't pout either. There's a group of people you were fighting against. Maybe a father figure or a religious figure, somebody you look up to, you could be fighting against. Or they could be giving you a hard time. They could have manipulated you in the past, used you as a puppet. They could have really screwed with your head in some aspect. Or maybe they just didn't live up to your expectations now that you're older. This could be you, the Emperor energy, but there's a lot that still needs to come out. Again, forgiveness. You have time. No rushing. Caution, use your insight. You're a warrior. Don't abuse your privileges. They're given to you for a reason because of what you went through, okay? It's a bit of a challenge. What else can we get for Libra? Libra. Breathe. Especially when you get frustrated. This one over here. This went on to the Oracle deck for past lives. Many, many options, okay? We got the Seven of Cups. Upright. Seduction. Options. You had lots and lots of options, lots and lots of options. Maybe you finally settled down. You finally chose an option because you learned the lessons that you need to learn. You're forgiving. You're starting to forgive yourself and others. You're making better judgment calls now instead of what you used to. And you come with a lot of love. You do. Sometimes dragons can be friends. Alright, where's my rooms at? I'll be back in a second. Just give me a second. Don't be stabbing nobody else in the back either. That's huge fucking karma. Don't be wasting your energy like that. That's dumb. Okay, give me a second. I'm sitting on the floor right now because my phone cord adapter is like this freaking long. My leg's itchy. Okay, exchange. What are you exchanging? 4G. Forge. Do not forge any documents. If you did that, bad you. You have to figure your shit out. Do not lie, do not steal, do not cheat, do not manipulate or use your powers for bad. You want to be a good cop, not a bad cop. Or a good judge, not a bad judge. Okay, we got 4 rooms here for Libra. Isis, ice. Fear, standstill, stasis, block, challenge, patience, reflect, rest, and test. And I put that above the family card. I was horse or trust, faith, companionship, forgiveness, movement, travel, transportation, sending communication, energy, and partnership. And that's E or EH, and that's green and blue for heart chakra and throat chakra. And sorry, the other one, Isis, was green, red, and orange for heart, root, and sacral, and its eye. Literally looks like just an eye. Okay, what else we got here? Could also be protection too, that one. And then we got Uruz or Urok, strength, willpower, power, speed, desire, courage, ox, energy, and that's for you, and it is green and yellow, so that's heart chakra and solar plexus. These are things you can either work on, or it's the energy you stand in most. And last but not least, Redo. I haven't had this one in a while. Horseback, journey, movement, work, growth. Like I said, you go on your healing journey. Wheel, surrender, carriage, travel, relocation, dance of life, destiny, and change. That's for R, and it's yellow for solar plexus. Again, remember to find things that bring you joy, things that bring about your inner peace. Practice, 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 practice. Cleanse, do whatever you need to do. If you feel yourself bubbling up inside, speak your truth, but calmly. So this person upset you and you're about to snap and like smack a bitch. Just be like, what you're doing right now is really upsetting me. I'm going to explain to you why it's upsetting me, and you can either take it or leave it. I'm going to go for a walk after I explain it to you so I can calm down, so I don't project and react towards you or say something that I don't mean or hurt you in any way, okay? So you say what you need to say. They can say their piece. If they act negatively towards you or defensive, and if they're understanding, compassionate, good. Then you open up the door for communication. Either way, do what you need to do to stay calm. You want to be able to manifest. And it's interesting. Isis. I don't know if you can see that. Anyways, hopefully that helps, okay? Don't be too hard on yourself.